Messenger.
Good morning, McGraw. Here's what I want to know. What is goofball code for?
I can't tell you
We'll
that.
tell you tomorrow when you're in.
Yeah, we'll be happy to tell you tomorrow, yes. All right, let's talk a little Sam Dotson because you called him out in a column after his blog post. And now he's going around saying that the city of St. Louis needs more police officers.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree with him on that one. The police force is understaffed based on just what its regular level of staffing that is in the budget is supposed to be. And so finding a way to bring the level of staffing up to where it's supposed to be, which is I think about 130 officers short or something, to me makes sense. I think Chief Dotson is asking for more than that, but I would suggest at least getting it up to full force makes sense when you have a situation in which you've had two years now. We're obviously not all the way through the year, not even halfway through the year, but last year murder rate went up. This year it's trending in a similar direction, and I think having our police force at full staffing makes sense. But that's a separate issue from what I wrote about this week and what we talked about on the air Tuesday, which is his sort of finger pointing at the judges. I think, as I pointed out in the column, that he stretches a little bit too much when he's trying to blame the judges for that.
Well, I think it's all related because Sam Dotson, a duly supportive police chief of Mayor Slay, comes out with these blog posts blaming the other judges. Then Antonio French says, hey, wait a minute. You're calling for more police officers, and it was just a few years ago you said we didn't need any more police officers, and it was the administration's point of view that we could do the same with less police officers. So,
well,
go ahead.
And what's key there is they were going through tough budget times. They were trying to get the pensions under control. And so the politics changed. And at the time, Chief Dotson was arguing, and frankly, I talked to him this week, he continues to argue that crime overall is down in St. Louis. And I think statistically, he's correct. But murders are up. And when murders are up, and when there are high-profile crimes, both in downtown and elsewhere. I mean, the horrific crime on the north side the same week as the carjacking that everybody's been talking about, where a couple was burned in their home and their baby, and they all died, and the couple had been shot as well. I mean, when there are high-profile crimes and the murder rate is up, it doesn't matter to the public that overall crime statistics are down to some degree. And so I to me, and this is what gets really difficult and is going to be very difficult for the next year for our leaders. Everything is going to get lumped together into a mayor's race. Antonio French may be running for mayor or maybe backing his old ally, Louis Reed. Sam Dotson may be running for mayor. Tashara Jones may be running for mayor. So as we go through a budget process, every time one of these potential mayoral candidates gets involved in a controversy over money that they're asking for needs that they see, it's going to be next to impossible to separate the wheat from the chaff and which part of what they're asking for is legitimate and which part of it is related to the mayor's race, and the same with the criticism. To me, I think you separate Dotson's criticism from the judges, which I found to be primarily political, and the request to bring the police force up to full force to the budgeted level. I don't think that's an unreasonable or political request.
Yeah, and it's an interesting game, and I will admit that blaming the police chief for crime or blaming police for crime, that's sort of a red herring in and of itself, because police officers, as much as we'd love for them to stop crime, nobody can stop a murder. If someone's going to commit a
No.
murder, they're going to wait till the police walk by and then commit the murder.
Well, and it's worth noting in this high-profile carjacking, it's the crime's been solved.
Right.
One of the suspects turned himself in. The other one died in a police shooting with Metro East police officers over in Illinois, and so that's one of the things that we ask of our police department is solve these crimes, and they're doing so in a lot of the cases of the high-profile murders that we read about.
Yeah. Tony Messenger, be safe. You're in tomorrow, right?
I am in tomorrow for a week. Worry about your listeners. Pray for them.
Women and children take cover. All right, Tony, thanks for checking in. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good to talk to you.
All right.